A very good evening to all brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Today is Thursday, 28 August 2025. So as usual, we'll be continuing our sharing from our second edition, the Heart Sutra. We are at page 155, lesson 29, part 3.2. Okay, as usual, we will have our physical puja. Let us compose our mind, develop the saddha, virya, then mindfully we shall commence the puja chanting. Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 本师释迦牟尼佛 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 观世音菩萨 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 阿弥陀佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 弥勒佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 药师佛 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 普贤菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 地藏王菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Namo 佛菩萨 Arahang Sama Sambuddho Bhagava Buddhang Bhagavantang Abhivademi Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Dhammang Namasami Supatipanno Bhagavato Sāvaka Sangho Sanghang Namami Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Buddhang saranang gacchami Dhammang saranang gacchami Sanghang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami Panatipata Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami Adina dana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Kamesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Surameraya majjapamadattana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, let us pay respect to Puja. Buddhang pujemi. Dhammang pujemi. Sanghang pujemi. To develop this meditative mind, which is the inner awareness, It is very simple if you understand. The basis of meditation is to have the silent mind within, not to think. So you can, you just relax body and mind, the first support, then maintain awareness. When you maintain awareness, means you develop the silent awareness within. Means don't try to think, don't try to know, just maintain the awareness within. Then use that silent awareness nature to observe, to understand. The third support is to stabilize this inner awareness. So when you can develop the first relaxation of body and mind, then allow the mind to settle down and become quiet on its own. That's how you return to the original state of mind before the stirring, before the mundane thinking arises, before the habitual reaction to sense experience. So, ability to maintain the inner relaxation of body and mind, to use the silent inner awareness to observe what is going on in life, or what is going on within your five aggregates of form and mind, is very important. And that understanding that unfold from that silent observation of what is wisdom, is the meditative understanding. When you silently observe, it can awaken, it can realize the truth, it can insight into phenomena, and it can lead to understanding. So all these are very important understanding. Okay, now I will let you meditate on your own. Try to develop this inner awareness within. You can use the various skillful means to develop it also. If you are new, you find that you need a method or a technique, then you can try the various type of object of meditation. You can even develop mindfulness of the in and out breath, anapanasati. Or you can even do the mind sweeping method to anchor your mind. Then after that, combine with metta, loving kindness, to develop the happy mind, the love within. Then after that, stay with the breathing to anchor your mind. Then when you are able to train yourself in sati, mindfulness, you just allow that sati to develop. An easier way will be understanding what the meditative mind is. The meditative mind is our silent inner awareness before the thinking, the arising of thought. So you can just relax, maintain awareness, and allow the mind to settle down, to develop the silent inner awareness, to observe what is going on within our own form and mind. That is awareness-based meditation. So when the mind becomes very quiet and very tranquil and still, you will realize your true mind. Where your true mind is the silent inner awareness before the thinking, before the arising of thought. So sati is awareness, just an awareness, without the knowing. The moment you perceive and develop the knowing, that is the thinking mind. The aggregates of mind has a reason. The mundane thinking has a reason. And all your reaction or stirring of mind that follow after contact of mind with the respective sense spaces and the sense data, they are manifestation of the five aggregates. They will give rise to false perception, condition arising phenomena. So observe all this, see all this clearly, then awaken to it. Then realize that the true mind neither create nor stir, neither move or develop any knowing. It's just a silent inner awareness nature. That nature that is capable of being aware, capable of arising all these things. So the mundane activity that move forth from here is what we call the mundane mind, the condition arising mind. Whereas our true mind has none of all this movement. It is just that nature within, pure, aware, capable of wisdom and understanding. It has this ability to observe reality. So meditation is a silent observation of what is. What is the reality. Whatever that arises within nature, that is suchness. What is the reality within nature. Okay, I will set the alarm for 30 minutes. Then you develop the awareness-based meditation on your own. Okay, you all can now slowly, mindfully come out with the meditation. Try to maintain whatever inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness that you have developed for as long as you can. For the inner peace, the silent mind, the tranquil, still mind, is the true mind. That is the deep awareness. Just that true mind is just a pure awareness nature within that is ever mindful, ever aware. That's it. Invocation to the Devas. In this universe, in their entirety, let the deities or Devas come here. Let them hear the good teachings of the King of Sages, which gives heaven and release, Nibbana. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. This is the time to listen to the teaching. Samanta Chakawalisu Atra Gachan Tu Devata Saddhammang Munirajasa Sunantu Sakamokadang Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Dhamma Sabanan Kalo Ayang Badanta Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa Iti peso Bhagava Arahang Samma Sambuddho Vijacharana Sampanno Sugato Lokavidu Anuttaro Purisa Dhammasarati Satta Deva Manusanang Buddho Bhagavati Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanayiko Pacyatang Veditapo Vinohiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savakasangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savakasangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savakasangho Samicipatipanno Bhagavato Savakasangho Yadidang Chatari Purisa Yukani Atta Purisa Pugala Esa Bhagavato Savakasangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakeneyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyang Ketang Akasati. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, we now continue from where we stopped. Turn to page 151 of, 155, part 3.2 of our Heart Sutra second edition book. Okay, this is part 3, which is question and answer section. So now the second question. There is a question somebody asked. He said, I follow your instruction, just be aware and no more noting. Is this correct? So the actual question I read to you. During the meditation, when I hear the birds very loud and exciting chirping, and this one happens very often when we are at this whooping jingsa. These are like Dhamma birds. They rejoice and they really chirp very loud, and like they have the joy and they are like very excited. So the question here is, when this lady, one of the Kayamita, during meditation, heard these birds very loud and exciting chirping, he said, I follow your instruction. Just be aware and no more noting. Is it correct? Yeah. So this question the early day is very common, because when I share with them, I always point out the commonly developed type of mistake at that time. Because most of them don't understand what sati is and don't understand what meditation is. So to them they use the noting technique. When you note something, you hold the mind onto that thing you note, so that it does not wander off or become heedless. So they use it to anchor the mind, not knowing that sati is without thought. Sati is just an awareness before the knowing. So when you verbalize through noting whatever you want to note, like sound, chirping, or whatever, that verbalization is to create words, to create thoughts, to create concepts, to create sankhara activity. So what happens is, instead of trying to maintain the inner awareness, which is the silent mind, in pure awareness, you start to verbalize, you start to create more thought. So when this was pointed out, many of them become like more careful. Then when you don't really understand the instruction, then you tend to listen, then make your own interpretation, then you believe that is what is meant. So here the question is very normal. As usual, is it, I follow your instruction. What does that mean? Means she thinks she has heard what I said, and by doing that, that should be the correct way to meditate. So just be aware and no more nothing, which is what I said. But if you don't understand what I mean, then what I say, when interpreted by each and every individual, can mean different things. That's why it's not about right or wrong, correct or not. Meditation is to develop wisdom and understanding. That's why I reply, here you must listen. Here the reply is very profound. It explains and points out to you what awareness-based meditation is. So my answer is very simple. I say it is very dangerous to do that. Because when you quote me and follow what I say via your own interpretation of it, means of what you heard or what you believe I meant, without proper investigation to develop your own understanding, then you become gullible. This one you must make a note, pay attention. It is not about believing and following. You have to investigate into it. Why did I say that? And if I follow, I have to find out whether I understood what is being said or not. So here the answer is, it's very dangerous to do that, because when you quote me and follow what I say via your own interpretation of it, the word is you interpret what I mean without proper investigation to develop your own understanding. Then you become gullible. Means you just follow instruction, become mechanical. And your interest is correct or not, right or wrong. You believe that is more important than understanding what is meditation. Meditation is to develop wisdom to be free from suffering. That's why we meditate, so that we can cultivate wisdom to awaken, to become enlightened. So that part is very important. So if we investigate, then the answer will come. Why did I say aware? Relax body and mind, maintain awareness. Means this is awareness-based meditation, not thought-based meditation. Thought-based meditation cannot let you develop the Dhamma which is beyond thought and beyond mind. So thought-based meditation cannot bring about enlightenment, wisdom. Thought is knowledge, memory. Whereas wisdom is an understanding and awakening, when one is able to insight into phenomena or see things as they are, to develop the clear understanding. So all this, you have to develop the understanding. Then when you understand, you can investigate into it. Investigate, why did I say? Just maintain awareness. Relax body and mind, and just maintain awareness. Then stabilize the inner awareness. This is to develop sati, mindfulness, so that there is no thought. For sati or awareness is the awareness that the mind that is in sati develops. So it's an awareness before the knowing, before the arising of thought, before you perceive, before you create the meaning and content to input into the content of consciousness. Because when you stir your mind, or when you react to sense experience, like to what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think, where your like and dislike, habitual tendency, your views, opinion, conditioning and belief system, this is not wisdom. This is the conditioning that you develop. And this is your own views, opinion, conditioning and belief system. And this cannot free you. So when you observe and realize that thought is limited in this sense, and thought is not wisdom, then you check the teaching. Then under the salutation, the Dhamma, which the Buddha explained very clearly, he said, salutation to the Dhamma. What is this Dhamma? The Buddha says, Swakato Bhagavata Dhammo. Well expounded is the Dhamma by the Buddha. And what are the characteristics of this Dhamma? The Buddha said, this Dhamma is very unique. It is sanditiko, akaliko, ehipaseko, opanayiko, pacetang veditatbo vinuhiti. This one we have gone through. Sanditiko means this Dhamma can be realized in the here and now before one dies. And this Dhamma is akaliko, means beyond thought, beyond mind. And this Dhamma can be investigated into ehi pasiko, that is the truth. So sanditiko, akaliko, ehi pasiko, that opanayiko means lead inward into the heart, into the nature. Then it can only be realized by the wise, each for themselves. That's why pacetang veditatbo vinuhiti. So if that is the meaning and characteristics of the Dhamma, then how can we use thought to try to understand it? How can we use thought-based meditation to approach it, hoping to realize an enlightenment which is beyond thought? No way, because the instrument itself limits you. That's why after that I explained. The reason being, when you are fully aware without thought, that is the key word, fully aware without thought, the listening is very different. Why? Because it is with the silent mind, without thought, in full creative awareness and attentiveness. You are attentive. You don't verbalize, you don't chatter, you don't become heedless. You don't create all the heedless thinking, thought-based, mental chattering. So that silent mind without thought, without chattering and verbalization, is the true mind. That is your pure awareness nature. So when you understand that, you will understand what meditation is. That is very simple. That's why I say the reason being, when you are fully aware without thought, the listening is very different. Because there is no verbalization within, no chattering, no thought involved, no sankhara activity. Where it is with the silent mind, the pure awareness nature, which is without thought activity, in full creative awareness. Means this awareness is not condition arising. It's the reality, creative. It moves by itself. It arises and observes by itself without words, without duality, nothing. And it's only attentive. Attentive means just aware. It doesn't want to know. The awareness itself will awaken, will develop the understanding. Then I continue and explain. Only then can you truly awaken. We are clearly witnessing the condition arising nature of the hearing consciousness within your meditation, means referring to the bird chirping. When you really listen with pure awareness nature, there is no concept of a bird. There is no concept of those chirping and all those things. It's just those vibration without word, without description. Just the awareness nature aware of those phenomena or manifestation. Means awareness and the phenomena as one. That's it. Finish. So I read again. Only then can you truly awaken. We are clearly witnessing the condition arising nature of the hearing consciousness within your meditation. How do you come to realize its condition arising nature? Yes, you will come to know finally, if you don't have the senses, you are not able to arise the respective sense door consciousness. And all these sense door consciousness need causes and conditions for their arising. Like that hearing of the so-called loud chirping of the birds with excitement, etc. All those, the description of it. But when you really listen, then you realize the vibration, everything, these are the sense data. Then you must have an ear, organ that is functional. Then you must have a mind that is capable of making you conscious. Conscious of what you hear. That's how it arises. So through this understanding, you start to understand that the basis of life is the awareness nature within. Where from there, it can create perception. It can create words, concept, thought, activity. Then all this that make us conscious of what we see, conscious of what we hear, smell, taste, tactile, and thought process. These are nature's phenomena that arise and pass away naturally. But because of the awareness nature, it can manifest into thought activity. It can manifest into the various type of consciousness that living being can manifest through their senses. So all this will explain to you clearly when you have the silent mind to observe or listen attentively. Then you start to understand clearly who are you, what are you, and how you actually function as a living being. How sense or consciousness come to be. How that pure nature before the knowing, the ever mindful, constantly meditative, heedful mind is capable of developing wisdom and understanding. So all this, when you really develop the inner awareness, to develop this silent mind, to meditate, to observe, to develop the understanding, then you can awaken. And the awakening is very beautiful. It can let you develop the wisdom so that you are not deluded by the five aggregates of form and mind, so that you can see their empty nature, their impermanent characteristics, and how when the individual through sakkayaditthi or self-delusion or ignorance attach and cling, it brings about suffering. So these three universal characteristics of anicca, dukkha, and anatta, they arise through ignorance. They arise through sakkayaditthi. When you don't understand, you don't see this characteristic. But when you have the silent mind observing, then you realize each and every phenomena that arises, be it physical, mental, or nature's phenomena, they are all dependent originating, condition arising, causal phenomena, not a permanent unchanging entity. That's why it is not what you think, not so real. He know you, he know me. No one born, no one die, no one sick. And everything that living being experienced within the conditioned world are conditioned Dhamma. They come and they go. They arise and they pass away. There is no permanent unchanging entity within all these so-called phenomena or entities. So when you understand this, then you awaken. That's why meditation, awareness base, is very different. When you are aware, you can understand many things. There is not knowledge, there is wisdom. That's why I say here, this awareness-based meditation leading to the wisdom is not a concept or a theory, but truly realizing it there and then during the meditation. And it can only happen when you are completely silent without thought, with your true mind, your silent mind, your pure awareness nature. So hopefully with this, you all can understand better. So that is why I always say, don't quote me, but just cultivate, silence your mind to investigate, and find out for yourself whether what I say to you is the truth or not. Don't just believe me and be gullible. Okay? Nevertheless, it's a good question, because if you don't ask, I cannot point out your mistake and explain further. So that is the first part of the answer. This second part is even more beautiful. This one you will develop a lot of understanding on how to develop this meditative mind, how to develop the pure awareness-based meditation. So here I explain. When you meditate, what must you do? You just relax your body and mind and maintain the silent inner awareness. So these are the first two support, isn't it? Relax body and mind, then maintain the silent inner awareness. Means maintain the silent inner awareness to be watchful. Means to be aware of what is going on within one's form and mind. And when you do that, what happens? You will start to understand how one reacts to sense experience and get conditioned into the various mind states to be afflicted via one's heedlessness and wrong view, or sakkayaditthi and ignorance. Then you will also come to understand how you function as a human being through your senses. Where we are a conscious being with a sixth sense door, capable of being conscious of what we see, we hear, we smell, we taste, we tactile feel and think. And this is the basis of life. That's why being able to have this conscious mind to live life is a very unique experience. That's why I say this is more or less telling us clearly who we are, what we are, and how we function as a human being. Through what? Through our senses. through how upon contact between the sense basis, sense data, and the respective consciousness, how it triggers off the arising of the consciousness and all the movement within that consciousness that follow, means how perception come to be, how the reaction and stirring of the mind via your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system comes to be. That's why when we understand all this, then we realize this is the basis of life. How do we know the world? How do we interact with the world? We can know the world through our sense door experience or sense experience. When they arise, then you have your brain, your memory, your conditioning, your belief system, or whatever knowledge that you hold on to. Then later when you meditate, maybe you can act with wisdom instead of from memory alone. And from there, you interpret what you see, what you hear, what you smell, what you taste, what you tactily feel and think. And this is what the Buddha meant by the mundane mind, the thinking mind, the one that creates the illusion, the false perception. Like I explained, each and every living being, when sense law consciousness arises, we all perceive the world differently. That's why it is not the reality. It is based on what you believe to be. So the individual perception is the condition arising mind's manifestation. So that perception is false before you develop the wisdom, born of enlightenment. Then all this perception is based on knowledge, based on your views, opinion, conditioning, and belief system, not based on understanding things as they are. So all this is the cause of arising of suffering, where when you interpret them wrongly, it will condition wrong thought. And what are wrong thoughts? Thought that has the evil roots of greed, hatred, and delusion, born of sakkayaditthi and avijja, ignorance. And because of that, you don't have the true understanding of life, the secret of life. You cannot understand. And because of that, you get yourself entangled with life. Then it arises affliction, suffering, misery. That's why fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, and lamentation, they manifest through wrong thought. The 5 mental hindrances, they manifest through wrong thought, born of wrong understanding. When you don't have the 5 spiritual faculty to develop spiritual understanding, then the mental hindrance takes over and condition one into suffering and misery. So this is how you develop the meditation. So now I will read to you again. When you meditate, you just relax body and mind and maintain the silent inner awareness to be watchful of what is going on within your form and mind. Then when you see that, especially how you function as a human being, etc., the 18 sense rhyme, you will start to understand how you stir your mind and react to sense experience. Then get conditioned into the various mind states like fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, lamentation, grief, even lust, craving, very strong jealousy, etc. Various mind states to become afflicted We are once wrong view, once heedlessness, and wrong understanding of what is going on in life. Then through that you will also understand how you function as a human being, as explained by me just now. How through your senses you can know the world and interact with the world. Then you can manifest and animate into a human being, for our case. And how we become what we are means you are the way you are. Like the fifth contemplation that the Buddha taught us. We are all born our karma, heir to our karma, conditioned and supported by our karma. We are what we are because of our karma. And that is the meaning. You are what you are because of your karma. So the karmic conditioning is very powerful. That's why your behavior are already conditioned. They already decided we are nature's condition. That's why you don't take care of karma. You will be afflicted. So this part is very important. Then we move on to the next part. After all this understanding, you will develop the next one. The wisdom born of direct seeing. How our mind, here refer to both the true mind and the mundane mind. Then how our thoughts, feeling and emotion arise and pass away following the paticca samuppada, or the law of dependent origination. Sometimes we call it the 12 link of paticca samuppada. So how you function as a human being depend on your mindfulness and awareness to see all this movement, like the Buddha explained. Dependent on ignorance, avijja paccaya sankhara. Living beings create thought process because through ignorance they want to know, they want to experience, they want to understand. So they go and think. That's why avijja paccaya sankhara. Then sankhara paccaya vijnana means when you go to your brain and develop the perception and the stirring of the mind, means through the thinking, you make contact with the brain. Then like the physics experiment, the light bulb lights up, means thought consciousness come to be. So that third link, sankhara paccaya vijnana, is actually the pure consciousness before the content go in. Then after that, sankhara paccaya vijnana, it will condition namarup or namarupa, the five aggregate of form and mind. This five aggregate of form and mind is the second aspect, which is the thought. Whereas the traditional explanation, or in the Theravada Suttas teaching, and most of the commentaries explanation is over the 3 period of time. They say that vijnana is rebirth consciousness. Then rebirth consciousness condition the first aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. A being is born with a form and mind. And then after that, depending on that, the science basis, then the rest of the paticca samuppada. But the actual understanding is different. Where this paticca samuppada is every moment, every instant. It's not once over 3 period of time or 3 lifespan. Then you learn that type of teaching for what? Maybe knowledge. But what the Buddha is more interested is the second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind. So he said, the moment sankhara paccaya vijnana, the moment you become conscious of what you see, what you hear, what you smell, taste, tactile feel or think, then what happens is your memory, your views, your opinion, your conditioning, your belief system, everything. That is the knowledge you hold on to. That is the bundle of memory that actually condition you to act. That's why from there you input the content, whether moral or immoral, whether kusala or akusala chitta. So that content of consciousness, when it goes in, then this vijnana plus the content become a thought. That's why this five aggregate of form and mind is the second aspect of the five aggregate of form and mind, a thought. Because our normal mind, mundane mind, has the four aggregates of Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, and Vijnana. And inside there, before you perceive, there is actually no form within, no mental form. But the moment you use your sanya to perceive the external form, then this external form enters the mind and created the five mental aggregates of form and mind. That's how the second aspect manifests. And dependent on that, the Buddha said, there must be sense bases, otherwise it cannot arise. That's why from there, the whole Paticcasamuppada moves. And this is how, when you develop awareness-based meditation, you can see it clearly. Then you can understand clearly. Then you don't have to believe anyone. You don't have to cling on to all the theory, all the commentaries. That's why this Dhamma, Ipacetang, can be realized by the cultivator of the way who has awakened, by the wise, each for themselves. So this part is very important. So after that I explained, awareness or sati is the silent mind before the knowing. And it is just an awareness before the knowing, or without thought. That is, mind and phenomena as one in perfect harmony and synchrony, to move and flow with life. But due to ignorance, avijja, and self-delusion, sakkayaditthi, the mind cannot become heedful or mindful. Because it thinks a lot. It's so conditioned. And it becomes very heedless via its habitual tendency. That's why this habitual tendency creates heedless thinking. Then through ignorance, the mind keeps on reacting to sense experience, to arise what we call the duality, the likes and dislikes, or sensual desire, you will, thereby triggering of fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow and lamentation, restlessness of mind, doubt, etc., including insecurity, phobia, everything, throughout the day. These are the five mental hindrances of mind that hinders your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace and inner calmness. Such continuous heedless thinking with the five mental hindrances will become so habitual. And this is the reason why most living beings, they think a lot. And they find it so difficult to meditate. The moment they close their eye, there are so many thoughts floating around. They become restless. Then they become miserable. Like a lot of stress, a lot of problem. They want to become peaceful, quiet, they can't. Okay, then I explain further. I say, so the first thing to do in meditation is to develop the opposite five spiritual faculty of saddha, virya, sati, samadhi, and panya via your daily religious routine or devotional puja practices to counter the mental hindrance, thereby reversing all this heedless thinking so as to become more peaceful and calm. Because when you develop the 5 spiritual faculties, like Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, and Panya, it will help you counter the mental hindrance of sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness of mind, and doubt. So all this, you will see it, you will understand. Then another skillful means is to do the mind sweeping method, which I have already taught you earlier on, to just feel and relax the body and mind without thinking, so as to decondition your heedless, habitual thinking. It will also train your mind to be at the location you want it to be. This is followed by anapanasati, or mindfulness of the in and out breath, so as to develop heedfulness, or apamada. When the mind is trained and heedful, it listens to you. You want it to be silent, peaceful and calm, it will just do that. Because that is your true mind. You want it to be aware at the moment of feeling, it will stay there. That's why feeling becomes pure feeling. At the moment of sense perception, it will just stay there. It will not stir, it will not react. That is the power of mindfulness. That if you want it to be aware of all the mental thinking, mental states, mental activity, or consciousness, it will just do that. That's why I say it can be aware at the moment of sense experience. Means whatever contact, it will just stay there. It will not move. It will only move when you have avijja, ignorance. When you don't have the understanding. Then it can be at the moment of feeling. Feeling will become pure feeling. It will not condition into craving or grasping. All this need causes and condition, where when there is wisdom, feeling can become pure feeling. It will not stir. It will not move like the law of dependent origination upon contact, which is pasat, paccaya, vedana. So upon contact, feeling arises. Then feeling, condition, craving. That link, they ask you to cut. You cannot cut if you don't have wisdom. If you have wisdom, you will not condition into craving. Then the rest of the link cannot move. That's why you can be at the moment of contact, feeling, perception, even your thought activity, sankhara. Whatever movement, you can be at that moment. Then the moment of consciousness. That's why seeing things as they are, the pure awareness, without thought, without any interpretation of what that thing is. That's how you see things as they are. Without words, without concept, without duality. Such a mind can meditate and understand what is going on. You want it to think, then only it thinks. Otherwise, it is completely silent, relaxed, and just aware within. That is your true mind. The mind becomes like your obedient and faithful servant, and it is always at your command to do what you instruct it to do, especially to live life and to experience all of the pristine wonders and beauties of life. Then you can learn to experience all the pristine beauty and wonders of life and live life to the fullest and yet meaningfully. And then the other part which is very important is here. If the user of thought has wisdom, means is wise, then thought becomes beautiful. It becomes right thought and wholesome thought. Otherwise, if the user of thought is with evil intention. If the user of thought is evil and heedless, that thought becomes evil. There is wrong thought that constantly condition one or more of the evil roots of greed, one's evil root of greed, hatred, and delusion, leading to all the suffering and misery. This is the reason why the Noble Eightfold Path is all about right thought only. So, right view leading to right thought. That's why without wisdom, you cannot arise right thought. Then the cultivation of the 5 spiritual faculties is very important, because it can help you overcome the 5 mental hindrances of sensual desire, ill will, sloth and torpor, restlessness of mind and doubt, thereby enabling you to understand easily the Buddha Dhamma and the meditation as taught by the Buddha. Radiating love and metta, we are reciting, may I, or may this body and mind of mine be well and happy, well and happy. Feel the well-being and joy or happiness within your body and mind. Can also help complement the cultivation, where it can bring about a calm and composed mind with a lot of inner well-being and inner happiness. And these positive mind states of good vibration will help improve and strengthen your body's immune system. When the mind has a lot of well-being, joy and love, or metta, it can become calm and composed, because it is without the heedless thinking and hindrance of mind. Hence, it can be helpful, helpful to develop the meditation, especially after a stressful day, like those who need to work, need to attend meeting, need to go through a lot of unnecessary, stressful situation in life. If you train your mind to develop all this, then it can help you. That's why I put here, if one can meditate to bring about inner peace, inner well-being, and inner clarity of mind to develop the wisdom, then one can be in a state of constant, relaxed inner awareness with a lot of inner peace and joy within. That's how meditation can help. It can help you in your work, in your academic career or studies. And all these are very, very easy when you understand. Because ability to have inner peace, inner calmness, and inner clarity of mind, especially inner well-being, can develop a healthy body and can make you efficient, because there is clarity. When you have clarity, you can see things clearly, and you don't have to drain your own energy, thought energy, through all the wrong thought, like worry, anxiety, fear, sorrow, lamentation. That's why I always say, to solve your problem, you must have the meditative mind. You must have inner peace, inner calmness, inner tranquility, and inner well-being. Otherwise, you can't. So all these mind states, they are the true mind's characteristic. That's why the true mind is completely silent without thought. It's tranquility, stillness. Tranquility and stillness is very important. When the mind is tranquil and still, it has clarity. It's capable of understanding, direct seeing everything. That's why it can become very efficient. It can solve problems very fast. It can see things as they are very clearly. So these are the benefits of Dhamma and meditation. When you don't have this ability to develop the meditative mind to be heedful, then you become heedless. Then you become constantly afflicted by the 5 mental hindrances. Where this mental hindrance, when they become habitual, it will hinder your mind from entering the meditative state of inner peace, inner calmness, and inner awareness. Means it prevents you from developing the heedful mind. And the heedless are as if dead, as explained by the Buddha under Dhammapada verse 21. And this is very clear. That's why heedfulness is the path to the deathless, whereas the heedless are as if dead. The heedless, they go the way of nature. The heedless, they make a lot of mistakes. They don't have the Dhamma understanding. They don't have the wisdom. That's why heedlessness is the path to the dead. The heedless are as if dead. Understand this clearly. Strive on with heedfulness to develop this quality of heedfulness. And to be heedful, you must have the understanding that Dhammapada verse 23 explained clearly by the Buddha. He said, the ever mindful, constantly meditative. When you have these two qualities, then you are heedful. They will realize the born-free Nibbana. So how do we develop this type of mind, ever mindful? That's why we must train our mind to be mindful first, to be aware. Then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Then use it to cultivate Noble Eightfold Path, which is the meditation as taught by the Buddha. We are the first turning, second turning, and third turning. That's why the silent mind, the pure awareness that is stabilized, can meditate. And it can develop the wisdom. Okay. Now it's 9:39. Yeah? We still got 5-6 minutes. Okay, we go to the next part. Meditation involves 2 important steps. The first step is to train the mind to be heedful or ever mindful. We are deconditioning one's habitual heedless thinking. So this one is like what I explained just now. To train the mind to be mindful first, then stabilize it so that it becomes ever mindful. Yeah. So this one you can use the mind sweeping method or the 4 support or any object of meditation that can lead you to train your mind to develop sati, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Yeah. Then after that, step 2 is to use that trained mind that is already ever mindful to meditate. We are cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path, especially the 4 foundations of mindfulness. It is also very important to understand what sati is. Also to understand that vipassana is not a knowledge that you can practice or learn via thought-based meditation. Whereas vipassana is an insight or wisdom that has to be awakened to via the direct seeing without thought. The wisdom, and wisdom is not a rigid knowledge that can be learned or practiced, because it's an understanding which is non-rigid. Then the explanation part. This is the reason why the Buddha always said, he only show you the way, but you must walk the path yourself. There is also a Buddhist hymn, Buddha merely show the way, We ourselves must walk the path. Buddha merely showed the way. So that part is very important. Then the explanation of vipassana. Vi, stands for the three universal characteristics of nature. Anicca, dukkha, and anatta. And pasana is to insight into it. So the meaning of vipassana is whatever training or cultivation that can lead to this insight into the three characteristics of nature is vipassana. And when you can insight into the three universal characteristics of nature, then you awaken. Thus, awakening to the truth. Sweet that word, the three universal spelling, the Pali. Make a note. Next time we can sort all this out. Three universal characteristics. Okay, that finish what we have for this chapter. The notes there, I read the note just now. Okay, under this note, there are no short notes for Heart Sutra class 27 and 28, because Brother Theo sharing was just based on a review of Heart Sutra 26 short note. So that's why from 26 it jumped to 29. Then after that it jumped to 32. I think it's for the same reason. Because I remember after that I did the review more deeply, so that people can develop better understanding. But at that time, I think most of the Kayamita who attended, they are not ready to receive this depth of understanding. That's why now I go through again. You realize that the short notes that come out, there are a lot of pointers that are very direct and very potent, can really awaken the cultivator. These are like very important summary short notes, guide and pointer towards cultivation. And for one to develop the understanding, you have to read through it slowly, contemplate, reflect, and develop the penetrative, deep understanding. Then you can really develop the sati, the mindfulness, stabilize it, leading to heedfulness. Then the continuous mindfulness, the daily mindfulness, you will develop a lot of joy and you will progress very fast. Then you can understand what I say. You will see all this Dhamma insight very clearly. Okay, we finish. Now we open out for second session, which is meditation, reporting, followed by whatever Q&A question that you may have. Then you can also maybe add on to what we share today and develop some form of sharing on Dhamma in daily life, how it has helped you and let you develop all the understanding of life.
Good evening, Radio.
Yeah,
How are you?
Yeah, good.
Good. I'm not sure what I want to share, but I tried. I'm sorry to say this, Radio, but
No problem.
I mean last time I tried before to do the daily mindfulness, but not successful. So I didn't carry through But
Okay.
I am not sure how I can't remember what triggered me but because Radio has been mentioning I think quite frequently these few classes that
the stability of
highest
daily mindfulness
meditation.
is very important.
Yeah.
Because
Yes, and
you don't underestimate this daily mindfulness
Yes.
stability, because this is very important. According to Dhammapada verse 21, the heedless are as if dead. So if you are not ever mindful throughout the day, which means most of the time living beings are heedless. That's why to be heedful, the first criteria is to train your mind to be mindful, then stabilize it to be ever mindful. Then only you can develop it as a meditative mind to be constantly meditative, means cultivating the Noble Eightfold Path, the essential Dhamma, all this. Then you become heedful. The moment you are heedful, you are home. And this daily mindfulness stability can come about, but you need to have faith. Then do the daily religious routine. It can combine with your career, your work, and whatever you do in life, no problem. In fact, quite a number of Kanyamita are able to do it. Uh, and in the early day, I remember when I was doing it, it was very easy, relatively very easy, because before your mundane mind collapses, that mundane mind very easy to train on, to develop mindfulness, awareness. The moment you understand, then it will come. Then the moment it comes, don't be complacent. Continuously determined to be aware. Everything you do in life, uh, all posture, all movement, all activity within the present moment. Everything aware, aware, aware. Means slow down your heedless thinking. When you are aware, you cannot think. So if you can be aware of all your physical activity, your action, your movement, then later on move on to your mental flow, mental activity. So mindfulness of physical phenomena, kaya anupassana, followed by mental phenomena, vedana anupassana, chitta anupassana, and dhamma anupassana. All this is to anchor your mind so that you are ever mindful, constantly meditative. That's why finally is still the Noble Eightfold Path, leading to all the understanding and the awakening. So hopefully after today, you can go back and give it another try. So just determine to be aware. Whatever you do, whether at home, in the midst of activity, or in the office or what, later on you can even take it to your meeting, then to your whatever function. Of course, initially easiest is when you are at home, doing your uh, home activity. Then later on you can even develop mindfulness while you try to rest. When you are in your resting posture, especially when you lie down to relax or to sleep, or to rest, maintain awareness. Then when you develop the daily mindfulness until very stable, then you realize it become like suddenly very easy to become mindful, where your heedless way of living life has transformed into a daily religious routine that is heedful, transform into heedful living. Then that heedful living will make you heedful or aware throughout the day. And you realize no need to cultivate, it's part of you. Uh, and that can be done, Manyan. Have faith and just do it. You continue, yeah.
Yes. Brother,
Mm.
I think I started off, which I think I can do better is by paying attention to my thoughts and my emotion.
Yes.
Then last week, because I think I now remember what triggered. I,
Mm.
I I had some conversation with other Kalitas lah, and
Ah.
they reminded me, like what Brother Theo say,
Ah.
pay attention to my action, my movement.
That one very important.
Yes,
The
yes.
moment you are aware of your action and movement, even blinking of the eye, turning, stretching, bending or whatever, even your form posture, by itself, it slow down your thinking. When you are aware of your activity, your whole bodily activity, kaya, almost move throughout the day. Then later on, when you become more mindful, all your vibration inside there, you can sense it. All very clear. Then you move your hand, you realize, hey, how come awareness is with it? Then when you walk, awareness is with it. Then whether bending, turning, stretching or what, then you realize you hardly think anymore. And most of the time your mind is so quiet, so still, so tranquil. And sati is there most of the time initially, then later on all the time, continuous. And that is how the progress comes. So do it, Manyan, sadhu.
Yes, yes. I did try. So last weekend, Saturday, I woke up quite early lah, around maybe 6 something lah. Then I started to peel sweet potato because I want to do
sadhu.
yeah. So I peel, and this time I noticed because I wanted to do the awareness of my movement lah.
Yes.
So
all action, all movement in the present moment.
Yeah. So I pay attention to what I am doing with my hand.
Whatever activity.
Yeah. So there's a bit of difference I noticed because before this, if I'm doing kitchen work, there is some anxiety there. It's like, oh, I haven't boiled water yet. Oh,
correct.
I haven't.
Like you want to hurry through everything.
Yes.
Now different. And you will come to realize later, you become more efficient when you are mindful and aware. And whatever you do, there is no anxiety, but you become very efficient, very systematic. Then you have a lot of clarity, and your hand movement, or like no need to hurry, but you finish it off very fast. Your whatever washing, cleaning, all very easy. It's like a flow. Everything become a flow after that. Then hardly any thought.
Yes, I felt that I finish faster without that kind of anxiety.
No longer like before.
Yeah, and I feel happier after that.
Yes, a lot happier. Because when you no need to rush, it's because there is clarity. And the energy that develops from this mindfulness, stability of it, is conserved. You know why is it conserved or not? Because human beings lost a lot of energy through their thinking, through their heedless thinking and thought process and emotion. Whenever they got anxiety, whenever they got fear, worry, anxiety, sorrow, all this consume a lot of energy and build up a lot of stress. And that one can actually cause the immune system to go down because that anxiety, fear, worry, sorrow and lamentation, these are all negative mind state. That's why mindfulness and heedfulness are positive energy field, born of mindfulness, sati, spiritual faculty, then the faith, the saddha, that condition, the virya, the spiritual zeal. Then after that, the sati. When the sati develop, when it's stabilized to become samadhi, the spiritual faculty actually allow you to understand spiritual teaching very easily. That's how cultivator progress very fast. Once the spiritual faculty is there, especially sati and samadhi stabilized, then you will keep on arising panya, because panya will come to be when you have sati and samadhi stabilized. You can see things as they are, you can understand a lot of things on your own. And then the Dhamma become like very clear on its own. That's how daily mindfulness, when stabilized, lead to progress. Fast progress, I should say. Very good, Mun Yuen.
Right, yeah. So
Uh,
now when I think back, I cannot really understand why before that I have that kind of anxiety. Why I want to think about boiling water when I'm
yeah,
chopping.
yeah.
Yeah, and then when I do that, it's like, oh, I haven't done this yet. Then the anxiety comes, but why do I have that?
That is
Now,
due to your past habitual tendency. But this is how you live your life last time. Because you worry first, understand? No? That's why when you contemplate and you're very clear, no amount of fear, worry, anxiety will help you to become more efficient or to do or to solve your problem. And then you tell yourself, why should I worry? Why should I have anxiety? Because there is no clarity. There is no understanding. When there is clarity and understanding, no need to rush. No need to have that type of mind which is very stressful, drain your energy. So this heedfulness, or what we call daily mindfulness, when you stabilize it, it is very, very helpful, very useful. It brings about inner peace, inner calmness, inner well-being, clarity of mind, tranquility of mind. That's why it will help you, make you efficient in whatever you do. Uh, your career or your household chaos, or even study or meditative training. Everything it speeds up and it helps and make you more efficient, and you become very different after that. Oh, very good. Today you share this part is very helpful to others too. Yeah, this will help you to develop the progress, the breakthrough. Because most people fail to understand the significance of daily mindfulness and its stability. Only those who go into it and develop it understand. That's why the Buddha keep on emphasizing heedfulness, heedfulness. And you are not heedful, you are as if dead. So determined to be away from the heart. Then whatever you do, away, away, away. Thinking is only necessary when you have the wisdom and you use it to live life, to arise the right thought. Otherwise, all the thinking before you have the wisdom can become very dangerous. Because these are all mundane perception with the wrong thought, with the wrong view, which is not born of wisdom. So daily mindfulness leading to the wisdom is very important. Very good. Sadhu, keep it up.
I will. Rather than that, the other day,
Uh,
wife and the husband, they were talking about bowing, right?
yes.
Yes,
That
yes.
one also helped them a lot.
Yes, yes. So it encouraged me also because I have done it before. I think
Mm,
maybe few years back lah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think for twice lah. But this
Mm.
time I thought, why not I repeat again?
Yeah, you should
Yes.
do it again. Then
Yeah.
this time, after your misunderstanding, it will fall into place and it will take off and it will develop that stability. And then you become different. You will transform on your own. Sadhu to you.
Yeah.
Do,
So I,
do it.
I did
Do it.
I'm still doing radio.
Yeah.
Maybe I started on the 16th, so until now.
Mm.
So
Oh,
I
very good. So today is 28 ready, huh? So
uh,
12
uh,
days are very good. Maintain the momentum. I remember that time when I was doing it. Within 2 weeks, no, the sati came, no. Then I saw. Then I knew what sati is. That's why after that, the way I teach is very different already. Yeah. That's why sati is not easy to develop the understanding unless you train yourself in that daily mindfulness until it's stabilized. Then you will know what sati is. Specific phenomenal awareness, spacious awareness without the center. When you are just aware without thought, there is specific phenomenal awareness. Means your awareness and the phenomena move as one, whether kaya, mental or nature's phenomena. You see also is sati, hear also is sati, smell, taste, tactile, thought process, all the movement activity is all in sati, and it is very clear one. Of course, this one will come later when your daily mindfulness stabilize. Then it become a flow, and then you will realize what I explained just now. Every moment of seeing is in sati, specific phenomena awareness. And every moment of hearing also is sati, smell, taste, tactile, and thought process, arising of thought. Every moment of perception, every moment of feeling, every moment of consciousness, every moment of contact. Very clear. Everything is a sati one. And it's like slow down for you to see one. Like everything is in slow motion for you to see. But in real life, it's not slow down one. It's because your mindfulness has stabilized, it has developed. Then you see it like a flow, like a movement, continuous one. Like slow down for you to see. But last time you cannot see. Last time you are most of the time heedlessly lost in thought, worry here, worry there, anxiety. Then don't have clarity, don't have that understanding to develop that continuous mindfulness, to be aware within throughout the day. So go on with the cultivation, maintain the faith, then persevere, and you will make good progress. Sadhu to you. Manyan.
Yeah, thank you, Bharatil.
Yeah,
Then
sadhu.
I'm not sure whether it's interrelated or not, but
Ah,
I find that when I go to work, when
mm,
I in meeting or talking to people, there
ah.
seems to be more confident,
Yeah,
and yeah,
yeah,
even
that
when
is the true result. You will be more confident and you are more aware from inside. You aware. You can observe their movement, behavior, and you can sense their emotion on, and you become different. Then you can understand people very easily. And you can like as you talk to them or you go for meeting, all their movement, action, activity, you can see them on. Is what the Buddha explained under Kayanupassana. When you are mindful of your own kaya activity and movement, then you can also be aware of this kaya movement and activity externally. Externally means not only yours. Like I told you last time, I was observing the guy doing the char kway teow. Then I was so surprised. How come my awareness is like in his body on all his movement activity? My awareness is with on. Then I understand. Aware or mindful, yeah, internally, externally. Yeah. Initially is on the kaya part, then feeling part, then content or consciousness, chitta, then consciousness. Yeah. You can develop all this, and these are very beautiful understanding. When you are in that state, you realize your sensitivity, your mindfulness, your ability to understand things and know things has become so different. And this is not through thought or knowledge. This is through your nature that is aware. And the nature that is aware is really beautiful. That's why the pure awareness nature is very, very profound, very powerful, and is capable a lot of understanding, and it has a lot of potential to develop not only wisdom but to know a lot of things through that awareness within you. And it will manifest through its own beauty and profound nature's manifestation. So all this, you will start to experience them and develop the understanding. That's how the cultivator of the way that develop this awareness-based meditation, they will progress accordingly. And the path that they follow and progress is very strange one. And you can describe it in whatever manner or way based on your individual words and training or understanding. You can use your own word or whatever. But the ultimate understanding is the same. Where you see things as they are through the awareness nature one. That's why finally you will come to the same understanding one. And all this is what Dhamma is. Pacetang Veditabbo Vinohiti, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. Everyone they go through develops similar understanding. So the words can differ, the description of it can differ, but the meaning, the gist of it is the same. And it's very beautiful. Okay, Manyan? Sadhu.
Sadhu. Thank you, Brother Teo.
Okay, yeah.
Good evening, Brother Teo.
We can hear you, yeah.
Brother Teo, 因为你今天所讲的课，跟我最近的 experience 有一点就是很 match。
Sadhu.
我就想讲一下。
可以 ，yeah.
Brother Teo, 最近就是我的 awareness 就是aware inside outside 啊，它很自然 ，is like 很自然，很
very natural， 很自然。
So 那天我在我的 farmhouse 那边写我的 calligraphy 的时候，我的所有的 movement 呢，就是那个 awareness 跟那个笔画是一致的，
对，一模一样。
对，就是我的 movement 跟我的笔画，I see，因为我很久没有写了我的 calligraphy，写我发觉到，真的不一样，因为它
不一样了的，
它的所有的一撇一捺都一直全部就是
very different because it's the awareness and the movement as one without thought one, and it's spontaneous and it's very natural, very graceful. 很好，
就而且前2天我去剪头发，那个洗头的那个哥跟我洗头，他的所做的那个 movement 呢，跟我的观音菩萨的 mantra 是一起。
哇，萨度，哇，萨度，
So amazing, you know.
Yeah.
他的所有的动作，我可以 fully aware.
Yeah, fully aware of it.
Yeah, 所以非常的对我来讲，我有一个感觉就是很 rewarding， 因为你非常的怎么说，就是你在 daily 里面你fully aware 这样子，然后就是有时候。那些就是我去巴萨，好像今天那个人跟我讲他的名字，我 recall 不到他的 memory 出来。
Very good.
我一直在那边，他一直跟我讲我的名字这样写，我的里面是 memory
空白的，
一直 recall 不到 after that。你就好像有一个 understanding， 你根本不要去 recall 了，因为你
对 ，because 这个是因缘法来的。
对，
它不见就是不见了的。You totally don't have any memory on. Because 它 become later on non-grasping 了的。它 non-grasping 的时候你一定要有因缘法for it to arise 哦。不然你不会去抓它了的You will not go and hold on to it anymore. That is amazing. That is what will happen as you develop the progress.
Yeah, Brother, 而且那个Dhamma 好像全部不见掉了。
对。That's why finally Don't try to remember anything. Because the Dhamma is pacetang, can be realized by the wise, each for themselves. And this one, the nature awakened to, is there already. Like Guangqing Lao和尚 share. People ask him, 什么是 enlightenment? He said, 什么是智慧? Sorry, wisdom that lead to enlightenment, awakening. He said, the unique thing about this wisdom is, he said, sometimes the cultivator that has developed it also don't know what that thing is. But the moment he encounter a situation, he know how to handle and do it. 那就是智慧. Is it really true? Because when you have the Dhamma, you cannot forget the understanding one, even there is no memory. That's why in the was it the Lotus Sutta or Diamond Sutta? He said, even in the midst of battle, life and death, all those things, this Dhamma understanding that you have cannot be like forgotten one. It will be there one. And you will know how to die on. And you will know what to do with all this type of thing. It's not from memory, not from thought. So, a lot about cultivation, a lot of cultivator who hasn't gone through the real training, they may not have the understanding. They tend to have these like views that enlightenment means you must have the memory of it. Otherwise, how can you say you have the understanding? No. Wisdom is not from memory on. That's why when you share, it's straight from the heart, from the nature, direct. You have means you have. You don't have means you don't have. So whatever that is within, there and then, spontaneously, like the fifth patriarch, I think he explained to Huineng, the sixth patriarch, when Huineng went and meet him after the second poem was written, then he went and see Huineng, and he gave him a hint. He knocked 3 times on the pedestal, means third watch of the night, asked him to go to see him. Then he went, and during that time he explained to Huineng. So all these are actual understanding that arise from the Diamond Sutta. That's why the fifth patriarch, because he also have the awakening, he also understand. So all this Dhamma that manifests, it cannot disappear from the form and mind that has awakened to or realized it. So all these are the various, what they call understanding that can unfold and manifest. That's why when you have those understanding, when you listen to Sutra, you will come across all this and you will know this is not fairy tale. This is not fairy tale. You will not lose sight of it. And it's always with that cultivator. But of course, that form and mind, once that form and mind cease to be, means that segmented life, we should say that period, that segment, once it ceases to be, then of course, the whole of the wisdom or whatever that is linked to the 5 aggregate that actually develops the understanding or the awakening, that one also goes with it. Because once the 5 aggregate cease, that so-called wisdom that is linked also will disappear with it. But the spiritual nature already recorded it. Then this spiritual nature very strange. You will need to come as a bodhisattva or as a cultivator. Then when you connect to the nature means the force support. When you can locate the gateway and connect, then only you can inherit one. Otherwise, that wisdom, perfection, and cultivation that you accumulate within the spiritual nature, that one, I realize, cannot flow to the cultivator until you connect. That's why after 1989, I start to inherit. Then later on, when I met my last guide, then I was shown where the gateway is. Then after that, I developed the training and cultivation on my own. Then from there, I realized I transform and progress very fast, where I already have the wisdom. Then after I develop the what they call movement through the force support, my consciousness and awareness cultivation moved very fast because I was ahead of the cultivation in terms of wisdom. That's why that consciousness moved very fast. Then these two, like I said, consciousness and wisdom, you must go hand in hand. If you go one direction too fast, wisdom cannot catch up, then chances of deviation is there. But when your wisdom is there, it's safer. Then you develop the consciousness, evolution, and movement. That's why I was able to develop the movement so fast. Within 9 months, the mundane mind collapsed. Then after that, my nature shine forth. Then that time, I not only inherit from my spiritual nature, a lot of the understanding just manifests and arise. And it's like a lot of those understanding that manifest, I never learned this life one. And nobody taught me. So you will discover all this on your own. That's why that word pacetang is really beautiful. Can only be realized by the wise, each for themselves. 很好 Alicia, Sadhu.
Yeah, Radio actually, 对，是因为上次我也是进去那个 gateway 了哈，他慢慢他很多的书我都看得明白
啊，你自己会了解的啊。
对，就是很奇怪，就你自己用它来读那个经是不一样的，
不一样的。
就比方说 Bradley last week 讲到 Surangama Sutra 里面的 mantra
啊，对。
我还记得我去三宝寺上早课的时候，我每一次都在念这个楞严咒，对，而且我每一次都跟不到的，然后我就回来就学习咯，我其实是拿草，然后抄了之后就学念，然后接着是当你要学念的时候，它就是有一点点的 so called test 给你的，
对，
会这么顺的，就是一念就会的，而且你
没有这么快的，
一念的时候呢，你就好像要睡觉这样子
对。
After that 我又在make aspiration 去慢慢学习，给我自己时间这样子。
是的。
接着下来我就做早课咯，在家也是这样做早课，就念楞严咒。然后慢慢我有一段时间是叫做很用功的在做啦早课。是 due to 你的那种因缘法，我又很忙了之后呢，我就没有，但是我有在听。就是我在做我的东西的时候，我就开着那个楞严咒，因为它就好像有一个 understanding 说你不听还有别人听，就开着咯。过了几个月后，就好像我跟 Brad 讲，我一直很忙，我什么都没做，但是有一天那个咒忽然 manifest 出来在我的那边，
manifest
对，所以过后现在我那天跟宝莲 share about 这个楞严咒，then after that 我就讲chapter 7的楞严经里面有个咒，然后我又怕我讲错，然后我就去回，然后我一打开那个楞严咒 check 了之后，然后就很想念哦，那时候已经一点了。然后我就开来念，哇，他就是真的能念了，就是他就是真的能够念出来，我就这样都可以，就好像我不能说他整个咒都有在我的 inside me 了哈，他有时候他会。就是自己在让那个咒出来哦，
对，
就是他一段一段这样 manifest 出来哦，然后我就那 last week 听到人就有 share 那个一段说那个楞严经里面有讲，它其实这个咒真的会 protect 我们，因为这个咒也能够让我们修大定，大定，因为这个咒起初你念你是觉得好像赶火车这样的，因为你的 awareness 追不到它，你知道吗？
对。
当你念下你自己就是定下来它就我也不懂得怎样的去 explain， 但是它就是有这个 marvel 了，你可以。
marvel yes。
你的心就是我最近这几个月 suddenly 我自己觉得每一个的 encounter 就是心里面很定，就越来越就是说我的 awareness of inside outside 就是收放，我所讲的收放就是你出去或者你回家你都很自然啊，你知道吗？所以这个让我就是reflect 回，其实这个楞严咒真的很 powerful， 真的很 powerful。
It has its efficacy。如果你 develop the understanding and the faith， 它是很 powerful 的一个咒来的，where it's linked to the teaching， and the teaching is very profound. Is to help cultivator of the way develop the understanding of cultivation so that they don't deviate. We have the 50 deviant samadhi. They are very powerful. And a lot of people like the sutta that they explain, the cultivator of the way after they heard the Buddha's explanation of the Surangama mantra, they also vow to actually help and protect whoever who maintain this mantra. That's why all this become their bodhisattva vow, extra miscellaneous vow. And these are the ones that can manifest its efficacy. That's why a lot of this so-called power of adhitthana or power of the vow and all those things, when you develop the understanding already, then when you manifest them, it can go into the nature's law. It will pervade the universe, and all this will manifest. That's why it has its efficacy and marvel that comes with it. So this Surangama mantra, in fact, Shenhua also talk about it. He said, as long as the world still have somebody who can maintain this Surangama mantra, the Dhamma ending age will never arise. That's why because of that, a lot of people develop their faith and determine to maintain that lineage of holding on to the Surangama Sutta recitation. At that time when Master Shenhua was around, he actually emphasized a lot on that. And in the Lotus Sutta is also mentioned that they we share that forward part, the summary. That was very good. 很好 Sadhu, Alicia.
Yeah,本来就10:32了。
Yeah, yeah. 你 summarize 你 just
就其实
sum it up
我想 summarize 的是，其实我学这个楞严咒的时候，我不知道它的就算我不知道它有这个这样子的
能量
能量，而且我就是喜欢就是这样子罢了，所以凡事都是有自有安排，我觉得很多都是我们好好学习就好。好，感谢阿弥陀佛。
阿弥陀佛let us rejoice. Sadhu, 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 with all the good sharing by Mun Yuen and Alicia. Okay, so now we will end with the sharing of merits. Akasata ca bhumata devanaga mahindika punyang tang anumoditva cirang rakantu loka sasana ittavata camehi sampadan punya sampadan sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo idang me nyatinang hotu sukhita hontu nyatayo devo vasatu kalena sasa sampati hetu cha fito bhavatu loko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko imina punyang kamena mame bala samagamo sattang samagamo hotu yawa nivana patiya sadhu sadhu sadhu. Okay, you all can now pay respect mindfully to Lord Buddha, Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, and all the worthy ones. Then we end. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. There is a message from Cindy. He says, sorry, my speaker is faulty. Never mind, Cindy, next time. Don't worry. Okay, maybe I also make the announcement. After today, I think this weekend, Sunday, a group of us, including me and my wife and Sui, we are flying off to Qingdao, China, spiritual trip. We will only be back on the 7th September. Then our class for this coming Sunday will be cancelled. Then the next Sunday also cancelled. Then the following Sunday also cancelled. Padma Suri got something on. So our Surangamala class, 3 Sunday. But the Tuesday class and the Thursday class, I think only 2 weeks will be affected. Because the third week, which is Sunday class cancel, the Tuesday and Thursday class will be on. So just make note, but I will send out the notice later on. Okay? Sadhu.